What's up, guys? One Koala Man here, bringing you episode number 74 of our Fairy Tail reviews, and today is yet another filler. But I mean, Fairy Tail, their fillers aren't really too bad, except for that one filler arc that's later on in the series that I really don't like. We'll get to it when when we get to it. But today's filler episode wasn't too bad. I mean, not really much happened, but we'll get into that. But if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit that like button down below. Be sure to answer the question of the day and follow me on Twitter, both which will be in the description down below, so give those a bit of a look. Also, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more content such as Fairy Tail reviews. I don't know if we're going to go into other reviews later. I'm sure we will eventually, but I mean, right now it's just strictly Fairy Tail. Also, there's no like real set schedule of when the episodes will come up, because I hate making a schedule and not going through with it. So there's no schedule at all. But yeah, do all those good things, and without further ado, guys, let's get this mother underway. So to start off today's episode, people are talking about this guy Gildarts in the, he's like a real powerful member apparently in the Fairy Tail Guild, and everybody's just talking about him and saying, is he still on that mission? And turns out he's on a mission that he's been on for 3 years. That's a long friggin' time for a mission. But I can't wait for us to get introduced to Gildarts, because if he's as powerful as they're bringing him up to be, it's going to be pretty awesome. But if you haven't noticed already, this episode is not about Gildarts or about how powerful he is. This episode is about Wendy and her first big job. And her first job is at the theater in Onibas Station, or not, in Onibas City. And if you remember way back in, like maybe the first or second arc of Fairy Tail, the squad went to Onibas Theater to help this one little dude, and they were like doing some sort of play. So that's what Wendy is basically gonna do. She's gonna be like a stand-in, because apparently the guy's actors and actresses just left, so he needs more actors and actresses, and I guess Wendy's gonna do that. But Carla doesn't want to go, so Makarov assigns a team for Wendy, and the team is completely out of the blue. You could tell he didn't put any time or effort into it. But the team is Wendy, Happy, and Freed. Bruh. Of all people, Freed. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. So it's those three having to go to Onibas Station. But the bad news is Onibas, the train from Magnolia to Onibas Station is messed up, so they can't go on there. And so Wendy decides, let's just walk there. And throughout this entire episode, Carla is acting so pissy towards Wendy, which is completely stupid. Carla is a real, you know what I'm trying to say. But I don't know why she's doing it, but word gets out that Wendy had to walk all the way to Onibas City. So Lucy decides that, hey, she might need some backup, let's go. So she brings herself, herself, Urza, and the pissy Carla, and she's just basically complaining the whole time about how Wendy, whatever. She's just complaining about Wendy and how naive she is, basically. But they go follow her, and then word gets to Natsu that those three and Wendy's little squad both got out, so he wants to go, and he wants to, help Wendy out, and the only way he can get there is by the train. So he takes the train, but if you know Natsu, he gets severe motion sickness, and throughout the episode, he takes the train to the closest stopping point to Onibas, because the Onibas track is like messed up. So he goes back and forth between Magnolia and the Onibas pit stop a lot of times. So so he's doing that the whole episode, while Wendy's little mini squad is doing their own thing, and Urza's mini squad is doing their own thing. Eventually, they both meet up in the middle of a desert, and this giant sandstorm's coming, and, they beat the sandstorm, whatever, and turns out the sandstorm is like some dust devil with a face thing. But they beat it, or Wendy beats it, and they eventually make it to the city, and turns out that the actors and actresses of this little guy's, of his play returned, so he has no need for Wendy and whatnot. And the squad is just completely exhausted from walking, from dealing with a sandstorm. They also had to eat wingfish, which is really, really nasty, but it's like real high in nutrition apparently, according to Freed. So yeah, they're just angry, they're tired, and then Natsu comes in finally from riding the train millions of times, and Wendy's new job is to basically kick out the squad from, like, you know, loitering in the front of the theater. So Wendy has finally finished her own mission, her own big job by herself, basically, because the point of Freed was because, like, in case something really, you know, in case stuff really hit the fan, and he was there just to support her and whatnot. He wasn't supposed to intervene for anything, and he didn't. The squad didn't. Wendy technically did this by herself, and that is actually the end of the episode. Alrighty, and you already know I don't like to end off without a question of the day, and today's question of the day is, since we saw this weird randomly chosen group from Makarov, including Wendy, Happy, and Freed, which group of 3 would you have wanted to see? Just a completely random group of all the Fairy Tail members. For me, I'd probably want to see Happy, Carla, and Gagio, just because Gagio doesn't have a little cat, and he'll have 2 little cats for a mission. I think it would just be funny. I think it would be kind of hilarious. I don't know what kind of mission they would be on. Gagio would probably get super pissed at Happy for always cracking jokes. Carla would get pissed at Happy for making a bunch of jokes. Happy would just get pissed on so much. Not literally. But let me know down in the comment section below your weird team that you would create of 3 members of Fairy Tail. And with all that said and done, guys, as always, keep it cool.